Let me hit the sweep.
Aloha!
Dynamite Podcast.
Aloha state of mind.
And I believe we are live. Right? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am
Yeah,
I right?
yeah, we're live. We're up on YouTube right now.
Yep. I want to say what's up. It's the Aloha State of Mind podcast. Myself, Mark Easy from San Diego.
And yeah, and this is free from Las Vegas.
And through the miracle of modern technology and learning from kids, 13-year-old kids from YouTube, we figured out how to do this podcast. So with me being in San Diego and free in Las Vegas. So thank you, you millennials out there. We appreciate it.
Yay! Okay, boomer.
It's been a while since we did the podcast, so we figured we'd jump on and let you guys know what's been going on. A lot of things going on in both our lives, and we just been kind of busy doing our own things, and now we want to come together. We're trying to communicate with you guys and get you guys more interactive with our page, and just let you know what's been going on.
Right on. So what have you been up to, man?
Man, what haven't I been up to?
To the moon.
Yeah, so actually,
I don't know.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll start it off as usual. I'm always gonna be the one, the first one in.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, been a little bit slow season on the DJing thing out here. Always after summertime, the winter time's always a little bit slow with the gigs. So I've been working on my DJ Day Trader YouTube channel, so you can check that out. The DJ Day Trader, working on that. Trying to just get my YouTube channel going, and also putting together my program or educational program, I should say, that will teach DJs how to day trade and also long term invest. Because I was having this conversation, I forget one of my DJ buddies here in San Diego, basically because as you get older right now, I know a lot of DJs, when you had your money, it was all cash to burn and you didn't save nothing. You didn't have a 401k because it wasn't a regular job. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you're winding up doing these gigs when you really don't want to, because you got to do it out of necessity. And I'm there too. So I'm just trying to see a better way for maybe the next generation to do better for themselves, and for our generation to start learning how to make their money work for them, and then put it into some long-term investing, so when you do get older you'll be able to actually retire.
Well, I mean, is it just for DJs though, or can they go into your YouTube channel and learn?
They can learn with my channel. I'm putting together the program, but it could be for anybody. Just because I just use it because as of my I just kind of relate it to DJing. Like I'll give you a example right here. Like one of my trading strategies is called a red line strategy. So basically, as a DJ, or anybody who does sound, when the mixer red lines, what does it mean? It's too
Mm.
loud. You got to turn it down because it's going to distort. So a red line strategy for day trading would be that the stock is like going up super high, super fast, what they call a parabolic move. So it has to come back down.
Oh, I see. I see.
So
So
because
you kind
it's
of translate. So you translate like the DJ terminology to help explain day trading techniques.
right, correct.
So
And
that's
there's
cool.
there's a lot of relations to that, as far as like technicals, well, setting up your laptop and having similar type softwares, as where there is
Mm.
hot cues for DJing, there's hot buttons to execute your trades in day trading, and also the psychology that goes with it. Like say, I was saying, like psychologically, if you're in a club and you see like a 50-year-old white dude, so what kind of music would you try and play for him? You know what I mean?
Billie Jean.
See, something like that. But you got to try and figure it out. And same with the day trading, you got to figure there's underlying things behind the charts. You know what I mean? You got to figure out why are people buying here, why are they selling here, or the psychological factors also is a big thing when it comes to day trading, and also mental toughness and all that kind of stuff. But I don't want to get too deep into it. I just wanted to touch on base on it. So
Right on. And so what else you been up to, man?
that, and of course, we've launched our website, the freeandeasylifestyle.com. And let's tell you about that. We got our shirts on there, our sweaters, our logo wear on there for the Aloha State of Mind podcast. Quick plug right there. So if you want to get yours, cool logo, red, yellow, green.
Very
You know what
cool.
I'm saying? Ire man.
But also, it's not just the podcast stuff. We got the Protect Mauna Kea stuff. We got uh, Downright Beautiful with your daughter Jasmina. The Hoonies was actually a big one that we launched, and we continue to launch every week a different design. So that was kind of cool. It gives a reason to go to the site.
Right.
So
Yeah, definitely. Check out the site. We got those. Like I said, the Mauna Kea one's been a good seller. Still, people supporting the Mauna, and you can check those out. The Hoonies is kind of like I call them like a mini Hoonies slash Smurf type characters. So we kind of
mhm,
meshed it and kind of put that together, and we're just trying to get some traction on it. We've got some good responses, a few sales, but we could always do more. So
right, right.
definitely check that out. And like you said, Downright Beautiful is a line I'm starting for my daughter who actually is Down syndrome, has Down syndrome. So it's called
Mm,
Downright Beautiful. And I just want to put together like a logo company for her to have something to provide for her long after I'm gone. So that's the means behind that. Excuse me. But
I know. Whew. Like there's a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot. Anyway, so yeah, so the website's kind of cool. Freeandeasylifestyle.com. You want to check that out, dude? You know what? Like normally, my busy season, because I'm a comic book artist, and
right,
whoever's watching this, probably know that by now. My normal like busy season is like summertime. June, July, August, and all that. Dude, the past month and a half, I've literally gone from New York, which is East Coast, all the way to LA the next week, which is West Coast. So I went coast to coast. And then I went to Arizona, went to Laughlin, back to Arizona. And then we did, well, I did Foodie Fest. And you came by. Thank you and
right,
Val for
right.
coming by.
Yeah, definitely. I
Um,
wanted to check that out. Wasn't really impressed this year. I gotta say,
well, you
unfortunately.
know what? Like, they changed it over to the M Resort because logistically something happened with the old venue and they couldn't get it because something else was happening, so they had to find
Um,
another place, and they ended up at the M Resort. Now if anybody that's been to Las Vegas, especially from California, the M Resort is literally like high desert already. Like nothing before you get into Vegas. But it was smaller than we normally had, and it was cold, dude. Like at night, once the sun goes down, like it drops 20 degrees, and so it was cold. Um, and then so after that, I had the Great American Comic Con, which was this past weekend. So the past 2 months has actually been the busiest months throughout the year. I thought it was gonna be summertime, San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic, but it was the past 2 months that I've just been just burning rubber, man. I'm like, oh. And then uh, tomorrow, which is Wednesday, I go up to San Francisco to meet up with Jack, Stacy, and Carradine from Hawaii to go watch the 49er versus Green Bay Packers game. So go Niners, by the way. Yeah. Um,
yeah, keeping busy, man. I'm a little jealous. You're gonna go out. I've never been to the Bay Area. Still on my bucket list. I still got New York. I still got a whole bunch of stuff, but that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, so I can
right.
knock out that bucket list later on in life. But yeah, I'm definitely jealous about that.
Well, don't get me wrong, dude. Honestly, like I'm doing this on like the shoestring budget. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Um, but that's how I always lived, and I don't want to live like that no more. But you gotta take the opportunity when it comes. You know what I mean?
yeah, most
Um,
definitely.
And you know how Jax is. He's like, yeah, we're gonna do this next year, so get ready.
Yeah,
And no, most people would be like, yeah, let's do this next year, and then they forget.
right.
Jax, once he says it, you got 365 days until it's gonna happen. So that's why we went to Florida State last year, Tallahassee, to go watch the game because he's the one that set it up. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go watch the game, so make sure that you have this money before. Like, yeah, we're gonna drive it there. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go to Georgia. I was like, Georgia. It's like, dude, apparently Georgia has like one of the best aquariums in the world.
Right.
Like, there's maybe and all that, but Georgia has like actual like whale, what you call that, whale sharks
Mm-hmm.
and manta rays and all that in like this humongous tank, dude. And I was just tripping out when I got there. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe in the middle of Georgia of all places. And then we went to a DDP. You know who DDP
Oh
is?
yeah, Diamond Dallas Page. I think you guys told me
Yeah,
about that DDP yoga thing. I think I saw the YouTube video where that guy could like barely walk, and then next thing you know, well, not next thing you know, he went through like a quite a long transformation. But he's like running
yeah.
and all kinds of stuff. It's crazy.
Right? And so Jackson and Stacy do that religiously.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the actual yoga studio and all that, and it was kind of cool, man. Like I said, dude, I like Jax. He's adventurous. He's like us. Like back in the days, um, I remember you and I used to just be like, "Oh, hey, free! I got a gig in San Luis Obispo. You want to come? Okay. Oh, I got a gig in Fresno. You want to come? Okay." Like I had nothing going. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Alaska for a month and didn't do nothing. That's
Last year I did nothing for like 28 days. The last 2 days is where we did everything.
yeah. We went on a what is it? Not an iceberg. What is it called? Glacier. What
Glacier.
is it? What is the difference? I forgot again.
Okay, so an iceberg is with those big pieces of ice that float in the water.
Okay.
A glacier is the one that it's like basically having a river come down the mountain, but it's frozen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So a glacier is actually a big,
Almost
and it's
stationary,
technically it's
like a mountain.
well, technically it's moving, but
Oh,
a lot of the glaciers only move like a centimeter a year. So,
right.
um, but yeah, technically they're moving. Um, That's why they're just not called like ice caps or whatever. So I had to learn that while I was on the boat. So, but yeah, dude, like Alaska was kind of cool. San Luis Obispo was cool. Um, what else did we do? Oh, La Jolla. That's where everything like kind of came to a head, right?
Right.
That's when you met your wife, and I met her best friend, and yeah, I just had a good time. Dude, we used to travel. And that was fun.
Yeah, we also went to Seattle.
Oh yeah, I went to Seattle to visit. Was it
Nick,
not Mike?
Nick,
Nick
DJ
Nick
Nasty
Sato.
Boy.
Yeah, and him and his family. Dude, I remember getting in the car and keep in mind, what did he have? Like a Versa
I
or something
forget.
like that? Like
I
a little
forget.
Festiva.
I don't
He
know
had
what it
him.
was.
It was small though. I remember I had him, his wife, his daughter, myself, which at the time I was like 270, and I had you, which at the time was like 260.
Whatever.
And he was going like 90 miles an hour in like pouring rain. And I was like, dude, you gotta slow down. It's like, dude, if I slow down, we're gonna get hit by somebody from behind. Trust me, I live here. Yeah, Seattle's crazy, dude.
yeah,
Like
driving
they,
in
they
the
know how to
rain.
drive in the rain.
Yeah, that was
So
insane. I was just like, should we be doing 90 while it's like this wet? Didn't
yeah,
make
and he's like, no, no, we're good. We gotta get to the Mongolian beef place before it closes. I was like, so now we don't have to get there like that bad.
yeah,
We can eat at a Pizza Hut,
I'm
man.
not that hungry.
I'm not that hungry to die for it.
Yeah, for sure.
But But we had a great time over there too. Though he went, took us around Pike's Place and all that.
For,
So that was cool.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, I think like I always like traveling. I got my mom's genes in me.
Hmm.
So
As long as you're not wearing your mom's jeans.
no, well, I used to, but
That was the days
the
of World Cafe.
the waist came up real high. Right?
I think my
Even though she's 4'11".
I think my headphones are dying, so I'm like hearing a beep. So I'm like, what am I gonna do now? This is live, so I'm trying to think. I gotta get my earbuds, or but I don't have nowhere to
Like, do
plug
you
them.
have to have the headphones on?
Yeah, I have the headphones on. I forgot you can't see me, but yeah, it's the wired. It's
No,
not
I mean
Bluetooth.
I can see on the YouTube video. But
Yeah.
do you have to have them on? Like, can you take them off and still hear me?
If I play it through the speakers, but I don't know if I'd get a feedback though. That's what I
Oh,
said. It's kind of a trip. I gotta like I've learned a lot from doing these things, like how to build these templates and how to run these live streams, and I don't know, still learning. So if I look busy and occupied while we talk, uh, everyone out there, I'm just kind of I gotta run the board too. Like I said, we don't have luxury of having a Jamie like Joe Rogan or anything like that. I'm the
right?
Jamie. I'm the Schneider. I'm the what? What else?
And I'm the guy that comes in for an hour and just talks and okay, well, I gotta go.
Yeah. So,
But
but
well, if
we just
I'm
wanted to say
always
what's
looking
up,
down,
huh?
say if I'm always looking down in the camera, I'm drawing. Yeah, I'll
Oh.
show you what I'm drawing. It's the Mandalorian.
Oh, cool. Let's talk about
It's
Disney Plus. Then that just launched.
yeah, that took over the world as long as the first day of launch, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta admit, like Disney does it the right way. They knew that they needed content for their news streaming service. So they started buying up all these properties years ago. Fox, all these kind of things. So now when they actually do the stream like Hulu or Netflix, they have Simpsons, they have DuckTales, they have all the Pixar, the Star Wars franchise, the National Geographic, all that stuff, all the documentaries. So I mean, if right now I think the Disney Plus, the Mandalorian is like their biggest hit right now, and there's a reason for that, man. Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I watched it. And me, I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna binge watch this sucker right here, and then like, wait a minute, there's only one episode. What the hell's going on here? I'm
And
so
it's like one a week, right?
yeah. I think there's two now, and then it goes a week after. So I'm just like, what the heck?
Like one every week. So kind of, okay. So that's another thing I like about the Disney thing. Like with like say for example the original Mandalorian is that they're doing it like how they used to do it in regular TV, like
Right.
broadcast TV, like CBS, NBC. Like you gotta wait a week for you to get to the next episode. And for me, excuse me, for me that's like I used to love that. Like the cliffhanger. Oh my God, is Rachel gonna kiss Ross? You know, like you gotta wait a whole another week before you actually figure it out.
Right. Right.
Um, and so that anticipation. And so okay, so for example, Game of Thrones. Every week we'd have viewing parties here at the house here in
Mm-hmm.
Las Vegas. So all the roommates, myself, all their friends would come over and they'd watch it. And the only reason why they could do that is because every week we have enough time to tell everybody, come over to the house, we got chips and salsa, and we're gonna watch Game of Thrones. It's kind of like an event. If you have it all like Netflix, where yeah, come over, spend the weekend, and we're gonna watch all 8 seasons, and then pow. Um, it makes it so it's not an event anymore. You know what I mean? So now, I mean, yeah, look at it this way. Now everybody wants to see Mandalorian episode 3. That's all anybody's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I was like one of those people who always like to watch. But speaking of Game of Thrones, never
Yeah,
saw it.
never.
Not one episode.
Oh my god. Okay, I got to be honest though. Watch the first 7 seasons and like the
The
first
first
three
season.
episodes of the last season,
I
and that's it.
don't.
That's all you need to do.
I don't think I have.
Everything else doesn't make any.
I don't think I have that much time in my life to watch the first 7 seasons.
See, yeah, that's another thing. Like a lot of times, like for example, for Netflix, I never watched The West Wing. I don't know. I just never into all that political stuff. I put it on Netflix. I did nothing, and I mean nothing for a whole week from Sunday to Sunday. I did nothing but watch that stupid show because they had like 8 seasons or something like that, and each episode is like an hour,
Right.
right? So I mean, I wasted a lot of time, dude.
You never
Like
get
people are
back.
like, oh,
You'll never ever get back those hours. Never.
never, ever, right? But don't get me wrong, like that kind of stuff. West Wing has been off the air for like 10, 15 years or whatever it is now.
Mm.
So you kind of have the option. That option of binging that is good, because you want to get it done and
Right.
you want to finish the story. But dude, I literally did nothing for a week. Oh my god! Like by the end of that week, I was like, I got so many deadlines that I pushed off, and I told people I was sick. I did, and I couldn't go out. Like my roommate, Chase. He's like, yeah, let's go out, let's go eat at Ohana's, which is kind of like an L&L's here
Right.
in Vegas. Let's go eat at Ohana's, man. I want a loco moco. Oh, bro, I'm feeling sick, dude. I cannot. I'll go right back upstairs and watch season three. So,
Yeah,
but
I'm saying, yeah, definitely for sure. But I want to get back to that Disney Plus. I was briefly scanning through it,
yeah.
and I'm just like, it's cool. They have a great catalog, but I'm like, I don't think they have like, I don't know what's their plan for like original content will be like. I mean, you could watch those classics over and over again, but I'm like,
Mhm.
there's to a point that like, where's this new content gonna come from?
Well, I know that they're planning on Scarlet Witch and Vision
Mm-hmm.
as a series, like a TV series for them.
Right.
Um, a lot of the Marvel stuff, like uh, well, Scarlet Witch, Vision. There's a lot of Marvel stuff that's gonna happen. Like Loki, the bad guy, he's getting his own series.
Uh huh.
So they're gonna have some original like series. So you just gotta be patient on that. But like, what I want to see is where they're gonna go from here. I mean, it's Disney, so they're gonna find a way to get us to the moon. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, like you own everything, but after a while, there's only so many Ducktales I want to watch.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know.
only
I only can watch Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang so much time. I don't even know if that's Disney. I'm just making it up.
it is.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I know Mary Poppins is. Um, Speaking of that, I was like looking through their catalog. I was like, "Ooh, bed knobs and broomsticks, and the Apple Dumpling Gang." Dude, I was like, "Oh, I gotta watch all this."
Yeah,
So,
a lot of classic stuff up there for sure. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I know it's a big battle war between Netflix and I think Disney. I think the package is for like 12.99 or something. You get Disney, Hulu, and ESPN Plus or something.
yep, yep.
Yeah, so that's a great deal right there. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely uh, go ahead there. I'll put a link, but we're not getting paid, so I'm not gonna put a link in the chat.
It's like sponsor the show, and then we can
Yeah, then we'll talk
promote you.
about it, but it's all good. So
So, are you still doing the 70-day challenge, 75-day
oh,
challenge?
I got done with that, and I've been kind of like,
Congratulations!
oh, appreciate that. Yeah, it was quite a challenge, but yeah, now I'm in that limbo state where it's just like trying to find the next. I don't want to do the exact same challenge, but I think it's been about almost 2 weeks, and I'm just in that limbo. So I'm just kind of still working out. The eating, so
what,
so, but still doing the
what, have you, what have
workouts.
you been what have you been eating since now that you can eat stuff now?
All kinds of stuff. Just not very big portions of it, but I think that week we went to Vegas, and of course I had to have that adobo fried rice omelet from Aloha Kitchen.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
And then what else did we get from Vegas when we were there? Well, we got
You guys
Canes
have
out here, so Canes isn't a big thing. Before Canes was the big thing when we went to Vegas to get
right.
the chicken, but now we have Canes here in San Diego area. So we didn't get to go to Island Flavor though, so I was kind of disappointed about that.
Because
And
you guys are too late. I was like, dude, I remember you guys coming to the foodie fest,
right, right,
and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna head out, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, um, you could have, dude, if you would have gone straight from there to Island Flavor, I think you could have made it. You know what I mean? Because I think they close at 9, and you're leaving at like 8:30. So,
yeah.
but
Well,
oh well.
yeah. We thought we'd make it, but I wanted to try that pastrami sandwich you were talking about, but it was too windy and crazy cold out there. It was ridiculous. I don't know.
Like stupid cold. I don't
Yeah,
know why it was so cold.
my nose is
Well, then again, we were in the high desert, halfway to Prim. You know what I mean?
right,
So,
right. Yeah, so I didn't
but
get to try that pastrami sandwich, but it's all good.
so for the pastrami sandwich that Mark just mentioned, there's a food truck here in Las Vegas called Hot Diggity Dog.
Mm-hmm.
And one year, about 3 years ago, they brought me a pastrami sandwich up on stage for me to sample and talk about. And because everybody thinks that it's just when you hear a hot diggity dog, you just think of hot dogs. but they got like all kinds of stuff like corn dogs and fries and all that. And so they brought me a pastrami sandwich. Now keep in mind, I had pastrami sandwiches at the Hat in California, uh, actual like New York deli.
Right.
Like when I went to like New York deli pastrami sandwiches, all that kind of
What
stuff.
was that spot in
They
LA again? The one we used to go when we used to play at Lucky Strike? Gus's.
ah
Gus's.
Gus's. I just had Gus's by the way.
Yeah, I know. I saw you
Because
post a
of the
picture.
LHM. Yeah.
Damn you.
I mean, again, they're big and they're good. Um, but so far, the bread and the pastrami, like the because it can't be too salty, it can't be too bland, all that kind of stuff. And but this is like the best pastrami sandwich I ever had. I'm giving them a shout out. So, hot diggity dog, thank you for the pastrami sandwiches. It's the best ever.
Yeah,
And if you
so
don't believe, check them out.
yeah, and maybe we can get them to sponsor us too. But speaking of all this best food things, all this things going on, have you tried the Popeyes chicken sandwich?
No, have you?
I actually have. I didn't do it on the hype, but we were like just driving past, me and my wife, and it just there was like no line. There's maybe like three cars, so like let's just go and try it.
Okay, so what's your review?
Like I don't know if it's worth taking a bullet for, but it's pretty damn good.
For real? Is it like okay? So when you say pretty damn good, is it better than KFC? Better than Jack in a Box? Better than Wendy's? All that stuff?
Yeah, yeah, it's better than any fast food chicken sandwich. That's for sure. Even
Really?
even
Even
Chick Fil A,
Chick-fil-A?
I think it outdoes Chick Fil A.
Oh no, I gotta. See, yeah, dude. I don't want to. I don't want to sit in my car and like for an hour and a half just for a chicken sandwich. You know what I
Yeah, you gotta
mean?
risk body and limb for that one. But yeah, it was just like there was no line that day, and we're just like maybe three cars ahead of us. So we're like, let's just pull in and try it. And we tried it, and I was like, dang, it's a pretty good chicken sandwich. The bread, kind of like Hawaiian rollish bread.
Like bread?
Yeah, kind of like a sweet, kind of like a Hawaiian roll, kind of, but it's like has kind of a sweetness to it. And then I got the spicy, so spicy was good. And then it just
Well,
has that
yeah, yeah. I gotta get the
crispiness of the Popeyes chicken that you're familiar with, of like having the strips with
yeah.
that crispiness, and it's a hearty sandwich, I should say.
I mean, did you get it? What did you get it with? Like, was it come with pickles and something, right?
Yeah, I just got no pickles, but that's it. Only pickles, I believe. Was it cheese?
Mayonnaise?
Yeah, it comes. I think some mayonnaise and some sauce. I know you're not a big mayonnaise guy, so maybe hold the meal.
No, no pickles, no mayo. They'd be like, you just want the sandwich? Yes, that's it. I want to taste the actual meat.
Yeah, but
All right, well, that's a good review.
yeah,
Like
so
even K1 in Hawaii, he said that he tried it for the first time, and he's like, he just like you. He said, I mean, it's not worth dying for, but
it's
it's
good.
probably like, yeah, probably one of the better chicken sandwiches I've
I
had.
wouldn't take a punch
So,
in the face for it, but it's good.
right, want to get stabbed, and when you're only fourth in line.
Yeah, you want to get maimed and it's craziness going on with that. But anyways, let's
And
see.
again, I mean, you know where I live in Vegas. There's not a lot of crime in my area. I mean, knock on wood, but yeah, like the Popeyes by my house, it's a small one and it's connected to a gas station,
Uh huh.
but so the lines are even more crazy because they don't have a big kitchen to work with.
All right, right, right. Well, speaking of which,
Yeah,
I think Nikki Fong just jumped in the chat and she said, "Oh my God, the line for drive-through wraps around the block for that sandwich. It's all the hype in Hawaii right now. Do they even? How many
right.
Popeyes do they have in Hawaii? Is it like very limited? I'm not sure.
Okay, so there's only three that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
There's one in the NX, the Navy Exchange,
Mm-hmm.
second level.
Of course,
Huh?
I'm not gonna stereotype and say why.
Oh, because it's military.
Yeah.
Um, that's how you get around the racial stuff.
No,
Because it's military.
there's guys from
Um,
Louisiana there.
and then there's one on Dillingham, remember by Savers and all that
Where the
stuff.
heck is
By the
Savers
scissors.
on Dillingham?
Yeah, you remember like by the scissors, Savers.
Oh, okay, gotcha, right on Dillingham.
Yeah. By I think it was Washington, Simon or something like that.
I'm not
I don't know,
sure.
around that area. and then I think there's one in Waihua.
Well,
Don't quote me on that. That could be just a Wendy's.
well, this
So,
girl's, she said in the chat,
who Nick?
yeah, it said Kapahulu and also Pro City by Blaisdell Park.
There's one on Kapahulu.
I guess so. She said Kapahulu and Pro City by Blaisdell Park.
Where's Blaze?
Kapahulu.
Oh, Blaze up. Really? Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Nikki. Good to see you. Well, not really see you, but good to hear from you again. So, if you don't know who Nikki Fong is, she's one of my best friends from
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii, and she's always been a great supporter ever since I worked at Venus and World Cafe and all these other places. And I don't know, Nikki, are you still working for Red Label uh, Clothing? Let me know. Put it in the comments
Yeah.
or in the Snapchat or in the chat.
You should be able to see the chat on the YouTube on the side if you're watching it. You can just
Yeah,
turn
but
the
try
volume
not to
down.
look.
Oh,
You see how I'm looking to the side in the camera? It's
yeah.
because my computer's like
Oh,
that
totally to
way.
the side. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, my Jax. Oh, okay. Oh, she's a manager at Walgreens now. Right on. I can use my EBT.
Oh boy.
Congratulations, kiddo. Right on. Like what? Oh, nah. Don't. Okay, don't say what Walgreens because I don't want people going over there and stalking you. But most of the time, she posts pictures of herself just bored out of her ass. She's like, "I'm at Walgreens and I'm bored." So it's good to see you, Nick, or talking to you, I guess. But so when is the next time, Mark? When is the next time you think you're gonna go back to Hawaii?
I'm not sure. Nothing planned. Nothing solid yet. Just trying to save the dinero. It's kind of tough getting back there with the fam bam. So we'll see. Maybe next year
You gotta go
sometime.
at the end of February.
End of February.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Well, why is that?
Because of this.
Oh, save the date.
That's
Two
the
twenty.
date.
Oh, 229
Jack,
20.
right? Jackson Stacy are getting married on the 29th of February. So basically, they only have to celebrate their wedding
Every
every
four
4 years.
years. Yeah, terrific. Was it like your mom born on the day or something? You say?
My mom was born on February 29th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you saying
You
that.
got good memory, are you?
Nah, selective, good memory.
Like honestly, I don't. For the longest time, dude, I couldn't. I don't even know how old my mom and dad are. I know it sounds horrible, but you know, I don't even know how old they are. I know their birthdays,
Right.
and I know that they're like more than 65 years old.
Okay. Okay. Nikki said she got to go back to work, so she said bye.
Okay, I love you, Nix. Talk to you later.
Yeah,
I
like.
used to call her like we give each other nicknames. Her
Mm-hmm.
name was Nick Nax.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So going back to the parent thing, it's kind of weird because kind of feel the same way. Like you always just know your parents as your parents. You don't get to know them as people. So you don't ask them, "Oh, how old are you? What's your favorite color?" You just like give me money and
Like
uh,
what do you want for Christmas?
put food on the
Like where do
table.
you want to eat?
And
Right, where do you want to eat for your birthday? That's it.
but as you get older, and I would suggest like my advice to a lot of people out there: get to know your parents. Get to know them on a personal level as a person. I know a lot of teenagers and younger people be like, you know your parents as. I know some people have great relationship with their parents, but I mean, most I think people just take it for granted and just kind of know them as mom and dad, not as whatever their name might be as that person. So
In June,
yeah,
like well, okay. So even people I have a great relationship with my parents. I love my mom and love my dad. We talk and we have a conversation. I hardly ever get into uh arguments with them. My mom, she's stubborn and she's got her own set of ways, and I know it. So I just be like, hey, whatever. I let it roll off the back. Even if I disagree, I just shut up and say, oh, well, whatever. Um, but even then, even though I have a great relationship, I still don't know certain things like how old they are,
right.
and it's so weird. It's so weird. Never even thought about that, but
It's all
You know,
good.
that's what it is.
Yep.
So you know what? You know the first thing I'm gonna ask my mom when she gets off the plane when she comes visit me next week. It's like, hi, hey, hi, mom, I love you. Hey, auntie, mom, how old are you? And then I'm gonna have to put it on my phone because I don't have a good memory. I'm gonna have to like every year I'm gonna have to update my phone contact. It's gonna say mom's cell and then her birthday,
Right.
or like how old she is, just so I can remember.
Mm.
But anyway, so how's California, man? Is it
Uh,
cold out there?
no, it was raining. Actually, raining out here today, but um, it's been hot during the days. It hasn't been getting cold like it's supposed to. So, kind of tripping out on that, and I'm not sure why that is. Maybe the global warming thing. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, usually by now it's like my studio's in my garage, so usually I'd be like freezing my butt off now, but I'm like sweating in here in November, and I'm like, it's crazy.
Right.
Makes no sense.
Like, well, I'm hoping that like I know this global warming thing and all that, but hopefully that it gets cooler come December, January, February, and then kind of cools off on into March and then. As long as we get good 3 months here in Las Vegas where it's cold, I'm
Mm,
good. You
right,
know.
right.
But at the same time, I'm like, man, I wish I was cool all the time. I live in the wrong. Dude. I should
Yeah.
actually live in like Upper Canada. Like, what are you eating today? I gotta go kill my moose.
Great
I gotta eat.
healthcare in Canada, though. I gotta say, great healthcare.
Yeah, great healthcare, good good trees. I don't, I don't know what else they got in Canada, man. I know they got good what you call that? That you can get cheap drugs like pharmaceuticals.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of the people go up to Canada to get their stuff and then come back down. Like they'll literally go up there and spend like 2 grand for the whole year, and if they come back to America, like a whole year's worth of their medication will cost them like $50,000.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's
it's
crazy.
crazy,
But
but that's how it is in America.
yeah,
You know.
that's don't get me started on. I don't even want to say nothing about politics and
Yeah, we'll stay away from all that.
medical and all that kind of stuff. I'll be on one, but not on YouTube. We might get banned.
Have you ever gone to a comic book convention?
I have not, strangely enough.
You really should. They're
I
all
don't.
over California.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we should do a podcast from one day. Hopefully soon. Now that we have all this
Well, the
kind of technology and
only reason
stuff.
why I don't, right? Well, the only reason why I don't do podcasts from, like, say, San Diego Comic Con or Long Beach or San Diego Comic Fest or anything else like that is because I have to off my table. And so if
Right.
I'm talking all the time at somebody else's podcast table, then I can't sell my stuff. So yeah, that's the only reason. But I'd love to, man. It's an exciting, even though you're sitting behind a table, there's like so many people passing by you. There's so many cosplay and people in costumes and everything that is
Yeah.
super interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, one day,
I definitely want to check one out, bring the family, and just kind of rock it out and see what's going on with everything.
or even as one, like say for example, because you live in San Diego area, Escondido and all that stuff. San Diego's too big for you to go to, dude. Like it's hard to get tickets, and there's like 300,000 people in the city, like the downtown area alone. So yeah, I can understand where that'd be kind of big. But you got Comic Revolution in Ontario. You got Long Beach, of course, in Long Beach. Like there's all these different small Comic Cons in California where you can actually drive to it within an hour or two. And
Man.
California, that's an hour or two is not even that big of a deal in California. I mean, look at Humboldt. You got to go from your house to Humboldt is an hour and a half, and that's just for a gig, and then you got to drive an hour and a half back. So
True. True that. True that. I'm definitely wanna check one out in the very near future. So definitely, I'm glad we got to put this podcast on, and we gotta get those people. We got a lot of guests lined up coming up. We just it's just a matter of getting everyone in the same room. But now I guess with the technology, we can do one maybe. I'm looking to do one maybe once a week, possibly maybe on a Monday or Tuesday whenever we're not too busy. Let's set up something where we can kind of get our podcast going and get our feet on the ground with it.
Dude, I say we do it on Tuesday because Bill Burr, my favorite comedian, he does a Monday morning podcast, and you know, he's basically the Monday guy. Joe Rogan's the everyday guy.
Right.
Uh, you know, and I think if we do it on Tuesday, it makes it so that way when people get off work, they can listen to us on their phones and all that. Um, and it doesn't take into their let's go out and drink at my friend's time, which I don't understand, by the way.
What's that?
Like a lot of my friends are like 40 something years old,
Mm-hmm.
and they're still going out like they're like 20 years old, dude. Like, how do you do it? How do you just get sauced up and drunk and
Mm,
out and then go eat at Zippy's every night? I don't know. I don't know how to do it, dude. There's
I
no
don't
way I
know.
can do that.
Just different lifestyle, different priorities. I think
True. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I'm like actually wondering how they keep youth. Keep.
that's a good way
It's
to say it.
like honestly, like by the end of the day, my feet hurt. I just want to like lay down and watch YouTube and draw a little bit and then go sleep and then take a nap and then go sleep again.
Right.
So,
I don't know. Like,
but
yeah, I'm trying to just chill out nowadays all the time. I'm not trying to. I still love doing my gigs, but I'm like, man, if I didn't have to, I think I still do some gigs, but I wouldn't do as many gigs as I do. Put it that way.
I think like okay, I look at it like, what would you do if you won $100 million? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because people are like, oh, I'll do this. I love what I do. I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. But if you had $100 million, would you actually still do that job? You know, like,
Yeah.
would you still be a registered nurse, seeing people die all the time and have to, deal with that? Or would you
Right.
be like, I want to write a novel and sit on the beach in the Caribbean, like,
Yeah, I choose the
so
latter. But
like,
yeah, I think I would. I think honestly, I still DJ, but like I said, I pick and choose my gigs of what I wanted to do. I wouldn't do like every gig. I'd probably just do stuff I wanted to do. Like,
so you
mm,
wouldn't do the $150 for 6 hour gig.
yeah, those are. I don't know. I can't do that no more. It's crazy. Not worth
Even
it.
if they offered it to me, even if they offered it, like, oh, but you got to bring your own gear. Nope. It's like, I'll rent you the gear for $150 and you can find your own DJ for free.
Yeah.
Uh,
The state
But
of DJing is crazy nowadays. That's another whole ball of wax we can get into with maybe some of our guests in the near future. But yeah, it's evolving. Like you said, you get the sign of the times. You just gotta evolve or just decide to quit. Wrap it up, pack it up.
right, but I think like especially with DJs, a lot of times the reason why we got into it is because we love the music and the atmosphere that we provide for everybody in the room. And so I think that's one of the reasons why we still do it to this day is because when we have a good dance floor, we feel good. When we have a good night where everybody like claps at the end of the night when the lights go on, we feel good about that. So, you know, I think honestly, if I made 100 million or won $100 million,
or
I'd still
made,
draw
or made,
or made
possible.
or made. I'd still draw. I'd still do certain gigs like okay, like Laughlin. It doesn't pay a lot, but I actually like just going out there because it gets me away from the city. It gets me away from everybody else. I get to hang out with you. I get to do a pretty easy gig, but still have the hotel room and just chill. You know,
Yeah, Dolphin's a very
um,
very chill place. It's a chill spot. I like it.
and but like I'd still do that even though there's not a lot of money. In fact, even with that, I'd be like, I don't even need the money. I just whatever. Then again, if I made or won $100 million, all my friends and family are rich too.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know if you would continue to do the gig.
I don't know.
Like,
No,
I would drive 5 hours for that.
yeah, I'm not sure about it, but I still do some. Like I said, I just pick and choose. But if I did do that, then I definitely would consider. Not doing anything. Just
Me neither.
investing my money
Like,
is there. It's where I started reading is just making your money work for you, not you working for your money. That's my new
right?
motto. You might hear me say it like several times a day and several million times on any of our future podcasts, but that's my thing right now is make my money work for me, not work for my money.
Exactly. I love that. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, I would draw, but I'd be drawing while traveling, on my G6 Gulf Line jet, you know, my private. Like, I'd be drawing in my first class seat, but I wouldn't be like, so, oh, I gotta get this done for Marvel. I gotta get this done at a certain time. Like, my life would totally change, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like how people like, well, I'll keep my job at the Aulani, and make beds for white people. I'd be like, no, man, no, no, no. I'm not
Yeah,
making any more beds. I'm not scrubbing any more toilets.
that would be kind of
So,
insane to do that. I don't know though. Maybe
right,
maybe people like it. Maybe they take joy and pride in it, but I don't
right.
I don't
This
see it.
portion
But
is like, yeah, I don't know. I made the porcelain really white on the toilet. The toilet roll, the toilet paper roll has a flower on it.
and check those
So,
those check those creases on those bed sheets, baby.
right, a military piece. I can bounce a quarter off of it. I can't see me doing. I honestly, I know for a fact that I would start really training and getting in a better shape.
Yeah,
For the simple fact that now I have enough money to do it and eat well, but also I want to stick around
to
so I
enjoy
can,
it.
yeah, to spend the money and with friends and family.
Right,
Take everybody to Disney World. Literally everybody, like 100 of us, just go to Disneyland. You know what I mean?
right.
But the only way that can happen is if I have a good, strong portfolio in the trade and stock. Like stocks and all that. So that's where you would come in. And then Jax would be my accountant, and he'd be telling me, "Dude, stop spending freaking money." It's like, why? I just made like 10 million. Mark made me 10 million today. Yeah, but you spent 12 million today. But
Crazy.
anyway, how long have we been doing this?
We've rolling up on I think 48, 50 minutes. So let's go another 10 and make it an even hour, and then we'll call it a
Okay.
wrap. So anything else you want to talk about? Anything new happening in your life? How's your love life going?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Thanks.
Hey, I gotta ask. I'm concerned, man.
I love life. Let me see. I love my life. That's as far as it goes. But yeah, honestly, man, like it's been so many years that I've had a girlfriend that I don't even, like when somebody asks me like what's going on in my life. First thing that comes to mind is I'm trying to build a new life for myself.
Right.
Like in Hawaii, I had 30 years, 30 plus years of building a reputation for being a good MC, a good DJ in Hawaii,
Uh huh.
promotion guy, all
Right.
that stuff. I had 30 years of that. Here in Vegas, I had to literally start over. Nobody knows and nobody cares who you are. And so I've been here for almost 10 years, around, 10 years. Um, but I've only doing the comic thing for 7. And so, um, 7 years is not a long time in the comic industry. You got guys like 40 years in the industry that haven't done the things that I've done. Um, but for me, that's a motivation to just work on myself before anybody else. So,
I got you. I feel that.
but yeah, don't get me wrong, dude. Like, I want to go on like those dating apps. Like, what is it called? There's a dating app now that one of my friends used. Something like get a cup of coffee or let's have lunch or something like that. And
Really?
just so I can sit across from somebody, like a girl, and just have a conversation, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and just like it doesn't have to end up with physicality. It could just be like a conversation, a good conversation. We just hang out. Like that's what I really want, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
That's
that's crazy.
well. I wish you luck, and if there's any ladies out there looking at this right now or in the near future, see, has a sense of humor too. All that and then some. Tall, dark, and handsome. But yeah, definitely. hit them up. You can find them here. Low State of Mind Podcast, freeandeasylifestyle.com, free Isabello. What else you got? I don't know. All those good stuff.
It's
So,
getting weird. Okay, so now that we're getting off the subject of uh
mhm.
you know my love life,
Right,
which is like nothing there. Uh, Thanksgiving's coming up,
right.
and I was hoping that you were gonna come, like you and your family and everybody's gonna come up to Las Vegas to spend Thanksgiving with us. You know, when you brought it up, like, hey, we want to cook Thanksgiving dinner at your house. Would your roommates be okay with it? Would your mom be okay with it? Dude, we all got excited. Like, yay!
Hey,
We were having
it's
the
still
crowd.
it still might happen. It still might happen. We're working on it. Just
I hope so.
the finances this time of year, and the time, and then we got a house full of like what do we have? Three dogs, a cat, a fish, a bird. So we need some pet sitters always to consider when you leave town, and then
The thing
what
is, you don't
else?
even have a cat, dude. Like a full grown cat won't care if anybody's there. It'll sleep under the bed the whole day. You won't even know it's there. Trust me, I know. I've done the
All right.
your babysitting for cats before. You have a kitten.
Yeah, yeah,
A kitten's different. That kitten's like, ooh, what's that over there? Ooh, what's that over there? You know what I mean? So you actually
yeah.
got to take care of it.
That
A
kid.
cat, you can just put out food.
Yeah, that
You know,
kitten's a tweaker, man. She's out in the night, just running around like I guess just natural, being a natural predator. I guess I don't know,
right?
but yeah. So getting back to the subject, yeah. So if we could get the ducks lined up, we definitely want to come out there. We don't want to just stay out here and just chill. We'd rather be out there with you guys and hopefully meet up with your mom and then my our family out there too. So that'll be a great time. So we're definitely gonna try and make it happen though.
Well, I hope so, dude. Everybody's kind of excited. Even the roommates are like, "Yay, we're gonna have turkey and all that stuff." And then all of a sudden, yeah, we're not coming. It's like, ah. And
and
now
that
I gotta scrap to find like a buffet that's not one of the Asian. Dude, so I was thinking, yeah, we can go to an Asian buffet. Like, instead of turkey, we got like beef broccoli. But then I was talking to your mom today, like, you know, and she was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to go so I can eat turkey and stuffing and pies, all the pies that they're gonna have." Like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna have that at the Asia buffet, buffet Asia.
yeah, she's old school, so she wants the traditional, what I mean, pumpkin pie, turkey with the
Very
stuffing and the gravy,
awesome.
mashed potatoes, all that.
Don't get me wrong, I want that too. You know what I mean? But it's Thanksgiving, and I'm trying to figure out like where we're gonna go. That's not gonna cost us $50 a head.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I
think we
mean?
were looking at the Silverton was only about $20, I think,
Oh, okay.
for
So,
Thanksgiving.
but it's one of those you gotta go. But I'm trying to see if I can get reservations. I
Yeah,
gotta call them tomorrow
yeah.
while I sit there with my tires to get done. So this is the thing that's going on with me right now. Okay,
Okay.
I had a nail in my tire for like 6 months, but it was one of those really like small leak, so there's nothing wrong with it. I go to Foodie Fest. I'm parking in the gravel outside the gates, and everything is fine. Everything is fine. And then like 2 days later, my my roommates are like outside washing his car, and he's like, "By the way, you got a flat tire." And I look at it, it's like, "Oh yeah, okay." So I had to take the tire off, put the donut on. The donut was flat, so I had to drive it really slow to the Smiths and put air in it. Got it on there. Took mom to her medical appointments, and I went to go see how much tires are. And the guy looked at my tires and said, "Dude, they're all like pretty bad. They're pretty bad." I was like, "Okay, so how bad is pretty bad? Like can I get to San Jose?" He's like, "Dude, you can't even get to like Laughlin or Prim. Like I swear to God, I don't know how it's not blown up on you by now." And so I was like, "Oh, okay. How much is it gonna cost me?" So for all four times, it's gonna cost me around $550. Now, normally that'd be okay, right? Because it's maintenance. You got to do what you got to do. All my checks from Marvel, from Foodie Fest, from doing all these different gigs and all that, and they came too early, so I had to use the money, or they're coming too late. So I'm not going to San Diego, but so I had to do what I had to do to get some money just to pay for the tires, so I can go to San Francisco
Mm-hmm.
and meet up with Jax, like
Right.
tomorrow or the weekend. So that's what I'm going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully by the time I get back, all my checks come in so I can recuperate some money. But yeah, just bad timing, man. That's
Yeah.
all it is, just bad.
It happens. Like I said, for us too, it's just like a slow season, and things happen, and it's just like he's got to adjust and move and groove with the flow of things. Everything happens for a reason, and just roll with it. And as long as you're not dead, I guess you still keep pushing.
Right? I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like adversity actually creates the problem that you need to find a solution for. And so when you find that solution, now you know you can do it. It's kind of like I never knew what 1 plus 1 meant when I was like 1 years old, and
Right.
then I learned it. I know it. And so again, it's just bad timing and all that. Like again, normally, if this situation happened a month ago or a month from now,
Right.
I would be fine. I'd be absolutely fine. But because I went to New York, LA, all these kind of things, I'm just down. That's all.
Right.
But anyway, that's what's going on. What about you, man? Like, you got any gigs coming up?
Just one this. Really, this Saturday back at the Homul Casino. Laughlin is on hiatus for this winter. You know how it gets
Mm-hmm.
out there, like ghost town during the winter months. Mainly everything that drives. If you've never been to Laughlin, everything that drives through Laughlin is for the river. And when the river is like 40, 30 degrees out there, no one wants to jump in the river, so it gets kind of light out there. So usually, I think November, December, January ish, they kind of shut down the nightlife. Well, at least at the venue we work at, and then I would
Yeah,
start
yeah.
reopening it when it warms up. But yeah, so that got canceled. So I'm pretty free for actually free for after this Saturday. I'm free the whole Thanksgiving weekend. That's why I wanted to pop on out there. So I'm definitely gonna try and make that happen. I'm almost 100%. I can't say 100% because I remember last time somebody said 100% about something, and I don't want to do that to our listeners, so I'm not gonna say 100%. But I say it's a good chance that we'll be out there for Thanksgiving in some capacity, whether it's joining you guys for a buffet or just getting the families together and doing a feast. So either way, I got a good feeling we're gonna be out there. So no matter what, we'll make it happen.
Well, I'm just saying. When I said I guarantee we're gonna go out to Lake Havasu, I guarantee we're gonna go see the London Bridge. I wasn't lying. It was just postponed to the until we could go out there again.
Postponed till the
Which is
next
actually,
month.
did we put up that video, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know. Did we put it up? It should be, I think, on our channel. Maybe on our Facebook. Maybe I gotta put it on our YouTube channel. I've been neglecting our YouTube channel. Yeah, our
Yeah, put it on
stats
the YouTube channel
our,
so we can.
our stats on our
Yeah.
YouTube are horrible. So hopefully, if anybody watches this in the near future, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, so we can get our
Like,
YouTube up.
subscribe, hit the notification button, and
Yep.
share with all your
Yeah,
friends.
we should be going live a
Okay.
lot more in the near future with some good interviews, man. I got some good people lined up. We just haven't had the time or the facilities to do it, but now we do. So it's on.
Now we do. Dude, okay, so it's a good like I don't even think we had it on video because we were just walking. But it got to the point where I was about to pass out and literally probably go to the hospital if I didn't just chill for a minute.
Oh man.
When we have us to the London Bridge. So yeah, that would have been cool to have it on video though.
Yeah, I was ready to record it, but unfortunately, it didn't pass out.
Like,
So
you think to yourself, am I recording my friend's death?
this would,
But yeah,
I was
so
thinking like this would make some great content.
yeah, but cool.
This will
Okay,
get this
so
should get us at least 3 likes,
at least 3 or 4. You know,
maybe a thumbs up.
okay. Um, this past weekend,
Hmm.
again, my tire was all busted, so I had to get my tire out. And I put in my tire into the garage, and while I'm in the garage, I started coughing really heavy, and just when I put the tire in the garage, I was coughing and I could see the blackness start coming in. And so I was on my hands and knees in the middle of my garage,
Right.
and it was like 6 in the morning, nobody around, and I'm thinking, my eyes were closed, and I'm thinking to myself, open your eyes, because if you pass out, you're gonna go face forward, and you're gonna mess up your face. So I opened my eyes and just kind of breathe until I got right. But yeah, dude, I was kind of scared. I was like, oh man, how come all the times that I'm about to pass out, I I'm by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You need that. I've fallen and I can't get up, like life alert or whatever you call it, the bracelet.
I pass out. I was so,
Yeah, but
but
that's
yeah,
insane, man. You gotta take your medicine, man. You
no,
gotta.
no, it has nothing to do with the
Oh,
medicine. It's just that, like because of the wind and everything going on in Vegas right now, the air quality is like
oh,
all dust, dude.
right.
Like it looks like Los Angeles smog.
Mhm.
Like you see like during the dusk time, like
Right.
twilight. It looks like that. So I mean, I was just coughing, and I didn't have a bottle of water or anything to lubricate my throat. So I just kept coughing. Like when you're a kid, you cough, and
Right.
you bend over and you get on up and you get all dizzy. That's basically what happened. It had nothing to do with my medication. My medication is good.
Okay.
So
You got to shout
yeah.
out to your doctor.
Oh yeah, DJ Joe Mama. So DJ Joe Mama, the most interesting DJ in the world. He's literally like so well known in the NFL, the MLB, and like he's a Laker fan. No, he's not a Laker. I'm sorry. His He's a Warriors fan from the Bay Area. So what he does, him and his fiance, they go to the games and they have really good seats, like literally like frontline
Right,
seats,
right.
and they wear like those weird hats and like hair and all that kind of stuff, like yellow hair, blue hair, paint their face, all that kind of stuff, and they get signatures on certain things like helmets and all that. And so he's like super well known for that. He goes to Dave and Buster's because he's a doctor, right? So he's got like the surgical hands. He goes to Dave and Buster's and literally just wipes them out. Like a single thing left in that machine. It's just that machine that goes like, and
Yeah.
then you gotta get it ready to
Yeah,
like.
that's insane.
It,
I gotta next time we
it,
come to Vegas, we gotta go out with Joe Mama, not your mama, but Joe Mama.
Joe Mama, Joe Mama.
It's all good.
That's if he's here. That's if he's here.
Oh yeah, he's
It's either he's in the ER
right.
or he's in the Caribbean, Aruba, like all these crazy places, dude.
Living the
Like
life,
okay,
living the life.
and he was saying that he loves like say the Golden State Warriors, right?
Hmm.
But it's actually cheaper to go to like say Minnesota while they're playing the Timberwolves,
Then to buy a
see the
ticket.
game, you could buy a ticket at in San Francisco.
Damn,
How crazy is that?
that's insane. But makes sense. But it's insane.
Yeah, but he's like, yeah, so that's why we travel so much,
Damn.
is because it's cheaper to do that than to actually go up to the Bay Area. I was like, yeah, all right, I get it. But
It's all
yeah,
good.
shout out to Joe Puma and the rest of the Death Town crew, Quincy Victoria, and all those guys.
Cool,
So
cute. Yep. Well, that's gonna make it about an hour. So let's wrap it on up. Let's also we'll put the links for. I gotta put the freeandeasylifestyle.com. Check out some of our designs. We got the Mauna Kea Warriors designs, the Hoonies. We also have Downright Beautiful, and we have the steampunk collection, and our of course our Aloha State of Mind podcast logo tees and hoodies. What?
what else did we have? Not just that, but we also had that line that you're coming that we're putting together, where it's just like pop culture sayings and
Yeah, it's a
like
pop culture collection. Yeah,
yeah, there you go.
yeah,
So there's going to be a lot of things going on that website. So go check it out. Freeandeasylifestyle.com.
yeah. So lots of good stuff. Especially we'll be having some kind of, I'm sure, some kind of Black Friday sale coming up. So check that out. You can check out my website, markeasy.com. Also, my other YouTube channel, the DJ Day Trader. If you're interested in day trading, check that one out. And what else I got going on? I got so many things. Mark Easy's Video Jukebox. Looking for a great show to entertain that little bit older crowd. I got something for you guys. So definitely. And how about yourself?
I got. You can look me up at Freezabella on Pornhub. You can look me up on Freezabella on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding about the Pornhub thing. Don't look me up. Um,
I
I got
won't.
YouTube, my Facebook, I got my Instagram, FreeFlow808 on Instagram. That's probably where I go now to communicate a lot with the younger crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody under 25 years old. Uh, and so, yeah, just take a look for me. I always post about where I'm going to be for all my comic book shows that I do. Actually, I don't have another show until I, I know probably February, but yeah. So, but either way, I put up new content all the time, and I'm gonna be starting to do some more videos for my free Isabello uh, YouTube channel. So
Cool,
that's
cool.
cool.
And so that's gonna make it a wrap up. Before we do that, let's send a message out to the universe. So let's go through maybe a wish list of guests we want on the podcast in the future and the near future. So you want me to start it off?
Okay, you start with one, and then I go with one, and then you go with one, like that kind of thing.
Okay, let's say let's go crazy. Let's go crazy. Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars, get on the Aloha State of Mind podcast. You're from Hawaii. Bruno
Okay,
Mars.
Jason Momoa. That would be a great Aloha State of Mind podcast because I actually worked. Well, technically, I didn't work with him. I was security guard on the set of a few of his projects here in
Right.
Hawaii, like North Shore, um, Baywatch, and all that stuff. So Jason
Mm-hmm.
Momoa be good. What you got?
I want this one I put out there before. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Poor Dad author. I've been reading
Oh
a lot of
yeah,
his
that
books, so I definitely would want him possibly on the podcast and teach us how to make some money. Maybe I don't know.
right. Okay, so mine is gonna be multiple names, but the reason why I'm gonna do multiple names is because I look at them as a family
Mm-hmm.
of the Hawaii DJs in Hawaii, like DJ Technique, DJ 720, DJ Elite, like all those guys that really help progress the DJ and music industry in Hawaii.
Yeah, gotta throw in James Cole's.
Oh
Can't believe you
yeah.
didn't say Richie.
Well, I mean, I didn't name them
Oh
all,
yeah,
but
Jimmy
yeah, like
Taco.
James Cole, Ahi, huh?
Jimmy Taco.
Jimmy Taco. Oh, dude, the Godfather of hip hop in Hawaii, man. So, some of the high state uh, artists. I mean, there's so many to look at. Maybe some radio guys.
Yeah, definitely
So
got some works with Big T's. Want him on the podcast.
yeah,
Pablo Sato, Lanai, even. So we got
I mean, look at that. Just those names alone. Maybe get Greg Hammer.
yeah, cool
Uh,
man.
no, I mean, there's so many talented people in Hawaii. Um, but yeah, okay, so I know that it's a free and easy lifestyle kind of thing, and the Aloha State of my podcast. But the comic industry that I'm currently in Hawaii, it was so small and tight back in the days when I first grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So guys like Other Realms, Gecko Books, Other Realms is my home, so I'm going to say them like multiple times. But places like Realms, comics and games. Now that the comic industry is bigger,
Right.
like they're pretty big focus in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
and it expanded up to like in Hilo. They got Enjoy Comics with Mike Sato and the family.
Right.
We got Maui Comics with Alika Seki. So I mean, those guys, they're successful business owners in the comic industry. So hopefully we can get a couple of those guys too.
Yeah, definitely,
So
definitely. We're trying to do a podcast weekly so we could get everyone on. So let's just line up those ducks and just start knocking them down.
right, like hey everybody, welcome my Uncle Steve. Who's that? What does he do? I
Huh?
don't know what he does. What you do, Uncle?
Mhm.
I go fishing. Okay, so he goes fishing.
Oh yeah,
but
maybe like I would want some of these clothing companies. Maybe we could get some of the brands on our podcast, like the creators of Farmers Market. What's the other
Red Label.
Red Label? What's the other one?
Uh, you know what I'd like to get
Oh,
is like I don't care,
oh,
because that I don't care took over the world, man. Like took
yeah.
over the islands for the Booty Groove and the was it High Life brand,
Mm-hmm.
like those guys. See how they did it and what made their success and their chemistry.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
What's his name from Inokia? Haku Applegate. We'll see if we can get him on. See if he's still around, and who knows who else? Maybe some Vegas people out there doing well out there. So many, so
you know,
many.
you know what I love to see some like like Wahine volleyball players, like even the ones that are retired and
Hmm.
moved on to Olympics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Some of the football players, like the coaches. I mean, there's again, Hawaii is just chock full of talent, and I think we all got a lot of interesting stories. So,
for sure, for sure.
but you know how I'd love to have
Who's that?
Bette Midler.
Bette Midler. Good one, good
Yes,
one.
she went to Farrington. Uh, who else? Kelly Preston.
Mm-hmm.
She went to I think Bradford, something like that. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah.
Bruno Mars would be kind of cool just to have a 5 minute
Mm-hmm.
conversation with him.
How about The
Now
Rock?
keep in
The
mind,
Rock would be cool.
if you smell, so
Mm-hmm.
um, keep in mind, Bruno Mars actually worked it a long time ago when he
Mm-hmm.
was doing stuff with the band called Disguise
Right.
with Forte and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, he was still a soloist and all that, but he'd do fill-ins with them and all that. So, and my roommate actually used to babysit him behind the curtain at Esprit Lounge when Bruno's dad was performing. Chase, my roommate,
Right.
would like basically play GI Joes and stuff with Bruno Mars when he was a kid until he had to grow up and be the youngest ever. I
Elvis
mean, world record
impersonator, is it? Or
Elvis impersonator. Yeah.
right?
So again, man, like they're
There's
putting that goodness on it to the.
Yeah, just putting it out into the atmosphere, just putting it out to the universe, and maybe someone will answer the call. The last one I want to put out there, I want to get the J.I. Ray and Jason Genagabis from the Two High Dads podcast. So they're doing their podcasting out in Hawaii. So, well, I would like to get them on our podcast and probably see if we can get on theirs. So we can
Well,
come.
what is their podcast about?
Um, just about being in Hawaii, being dads in Hawaii, and encompassing like
Okay.
just dad life, I guess, with the family and going around different places, talking to business owners. So it's a good
Right on.
vibe. It's a good vibe. I want to get them on our podcast for sure and get on theirs so we can kind of co-support each other. We seem to have a
So
common
go check
goals.
them out.
Yeah,
That podcast, right?
yeah. Two High Dads podcast. So,
Right on.
but
Right on.
let's wrap it up.
All right.
Let's wrap it up from there then.
Okay.
It's been over an
Okay.
hour, so
So
yeah.
this is Free Isabello from the Aloha State of Mind podcast. My name is Free Isabello, and that's
Yep, me, Mark Easy, the other half of the Aloha State of Mind podcast. So let's definitely keep in touch, keep spreading the aloha, and keep doing your thing, moving forward, being positive, all that great stuff. And we'll see you guys next time.
the reason why you always got to start, dude. Because every time